Good morning, good morning, good morning, Team Darden. It's your candidate, Norris Tyrone Darden, with your Thursday edition of the Live Talk with your candidate. Let me go ahead and share this with the good people of Facebook, and we're going to jump right on in it. There we go. All right, so I got a really brief agenda. I'm going to cover a lot of information, but it's going to be really brief. Well, I'm going to try to be brief, but our reality is it's crunch time. And so as an athlete, I like to put things in perspective for athletes. So for me, growing up, 7th grade through 5 years in college, I was an athlete. And so training, getting ready, let's talk about track. For the track meet, you do a lot of things. You eat right, you stretch, you go through your different intervals in regards to, if it's a quarter you're running, that's one time around the track. You're going to maybe run twice around the track or 4 times around the track to get your stamina, your endurance, your speed where you want it to be. You work on your finish, you work on your start, all those different things, right? But when they call your name, it's time to go. And so, 100-meter dash, 200-meter dash, all runners to your blocks. Guess what? On Monday, on the 19th of April, the race is on. And so what I really want to talk about, guys, is this campaign kind of wrapping up and culminating, what your role can be, could be, and should be, and just how do we move forward. So the first thing, on yesterday evening, we had the candidates had a forum. It was called it was hosted by the District 2 President's Roundtable. And what that is our homeowner and neighborhood association that are registered with the city. It's about 31 of them. They've come together. We meet once a month, and I do believe the council woman meets with them as well. But this is something that has been done for about the past 2.5 years. I can remember when it started because I was part of that process. But they put on a forum yesterday evening from 6 to 8. 11 of the 12 candidates were present. And I think they had a really innovative format. So you think about it, and this is what they said, and it makes sense. If we ask one question and all 12 of you give us an answer to that one question, it's going to take a long time, number one. Number two, everybody's going to be saying the same thing. And then number three, it's going to be boring. So what they did was they put our names on a token and put our names in a box, all 12 of us. They took one out because one person wasn't there. And for each question, they drew 3 names. They drew 4 names. And so each candidate, it may be 4 names or 3 names, I'm not sure, I don't remember. But each candidate name they drew had an opportunity to respond to that question over 90 seconds. So we all got, three questions or so over that hour-and-a-half period. And I believe it was very informative because, again, we wasn't just drowning each other out, saying the same things over and over. It was more so, hey, Mr. Darden or Miss So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so, what's your take on that? And they gave everybody else the opportunity to just kind of listen and understand the other candidates' ideas and ideals on different things. So I think it was very positive. After it was over, talked to a lot of the neighborhood association presidents. And, and of course, people are picking sides. People have, look at Mr. Darden on there. People are picking sides on what you're supposed to do. And so certain presidents have their candidates, and they're going to go back to their communities and share with the neighborhoods who they're voting for or who they're supporting. And so typically how these things go, we start off with an opening statement. We tell a little bit about ourselves. We tell, what our priorities are and why we are running. And so we got 90 seconds to do that. I did that. And then we had the questions in between. And then finally, at the end, what happens is you have a 1-minute closing statement or make closing remarks. And typically, people close the deal, candidates close the deal. Hey, I'm so-and-so, these are my priorities, and this is why you vote for me, and I humbly ask for your vote. That's how it goes. But for me, I've been through this process before, and just in this campaign, we've probably had on virtually and in person. I would say at least 12 to 15 different forms. So for me, I believe, who I am, you know what I'm trying to do, but it's bigger than me. So I gave a call to action. I'm going to give you guys the same call to action. District 2 is approaching 180,000 people. That's residents. That's men, women, and children. 180,000 people. We have over 70,000 registered voters. But in municipal races, we average anywhere from 7 to 10% in participation. So what does that mean? Easy math, 10%. If 10% of the people turn out that are registered to vote, that means 7,000 people will make a decision on who will lead 180,000 people over the next 24 months. That's not appropriate. That's not acceptable. And so that's why I gave that call to action, because the neighborhood presidents, they're leaders in their communities. And although those 31 members of our community don't represent everybody, they represent a good chunk of people. And it's their role, it's their duty to get out there and spread the word and remove any barriers, transportation, information that may prohibit anyone from getting to the poll or getting their mail-in ballot to vote. And so I made that call to action to them, and I'm making that call to action to you as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this process. I'm going to show you guys how to find information, and we're going to go over data. I'm a teacher, I'm an educator, and just that's what I do. So bear with me, guys. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is this. So the city of San Antonio is holding municipal elections, but in Texas, the county is responsible for the elections. So if we want information about the elections, we can go to Bexar County. So I'm going to do a simple search, Bexar County elections. Let me do this because Yahoo is not my friend. Let me go to Google. Bexar County elections. And look what pops up. So we go to Bexar County elections, right? Yeah, I don't want none of that. So here's the information. There's a joint general, special, and charter election. And guys, this is not even just for District 2 of San Antonio. What we're going to look at right now, it covers anything that's on the ballot right now. Something that's very, very important right here, and I'm going to make it bigger so you guys can see it. 16 days and 8 hours, 16 days, 8 hours, 50 minutes until the election day. Election day is May 1st. And we know the early vote period starts on Monday, April 9th to Tuesday, April 27th. If you keep going down, you can check here. You can click here. And you can put your date of birth and your house number, and your voter registration can pop up. The only thing about this, though, guys, is that if you're not registered to vote at that house, it's not going to pop up. You can look at a generic sample ballot. And again, this has everything on it, not just what you're going to be voting for, but everything. So in San Antonio, you have the mayor and the 10 council districts. That's me right there, pretty much in the middle. You have a Proposition A, a Proposition B, and that's pretty much it for City of San Antonio. But there's other elections going on. That's why it's a joint election. You have Balcones Heights. They have council positions. You have Alamo Heights. They have these two propositions right here, and you see it's a special election. You have Castle Hills, and Castle Hills, they don't have councilmen or council persons. They have aldermen. And I know people who are from different cities or different states, they have different terms for their leadership. And even right here in the greater San Antonio area, in Council Hills, if you live in Council Hills, you're not voting for a council person, you're voting for an alderman. And there's different things going on. Converse has some charter amendments that they're looking at, and so on and so forth. So we're going to get out of there. Early voting location and hours. This is very, very important to understand. So we know the early vote starts on the 19th and it goes through the 23rd, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. On Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And I want to do a quick shout out to my boy Frankie and my guy Jay. I'm just gonna call him Jay, nothing else but just Jay. But they reminded me that there will not be any Sunday voting. So if someone was thinking we want to have souls to the polls or have the church, we're going to get all of our church members to go to vote, it's not happening this year, guys. And then on Monday and Tuesday, the voting hours have been extended from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on that Monday and Tuesday. And then here's a calendar: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Closed on Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Candidates, you got to gear up. Gear up. Get your election day strategy together. And election day on May 1st. If you keep going, all of the voting, early voting sites are here. You can vote anywhere in the city doing early voting. Anywhere in the county, I should say. So here are all the early voting sites. Typically for District 2, we have Claude Black. We have Copernicus. Kirby City Hall has been used. Lions Field in the Broadway area by Mankey Park. McCready's Library at times is used for District 2. Schaefer Library, that's off 87 near Lakeside, 4070 and 4077. Tobin Library, that's over in the northeast end. General Kruger, East Terra Hills, those communities, Wilshire typically goes over there. And then Windcrest. Windcrest, because again, we have that Walsham area that goes in there. So now you know where you can vote. And now you know what times you can vote. And even if you didn't, you know, all you have to do is type in Bexar County elections in a Google search, and you're there. All right. Now let's go to the city. Let's type in San Antonio elections. I'm just going to put 2021 just because it popped up. So as the young people say, boom, we there. And so I'm going to click on city elections. All right. So again, some of the same information tells you Saturday, May 1st is general election. It has a notice of election in English and Spanish. The sample ballot that we just looked at, that's the same one, but it's only going to have San Antonio. It should only have San Antonio. Nope, has everybody. So city of San Antonio just got the one from the county. Tells you about important things. Now this is passed, but on April 1st was the last day for you to register for this election. They talk about other key things, right? So the last day of early voting is 27. We just talked about that. And then election day, May 1st, which is a Saturday, is 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I didn't go over that the last time. Now, this is also important because it talks about if there's a runoff, right? And so the last day to register to vote if there's a runoff is Thursday, May the 6th. The first day of early voting for a runoff is May the 24th. The deadline to receive your application for vote by mail is the 25th. Monday, there's no voting. The office is going to be closed. The last day of early voting is June 1st. And then on that Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. is going to be election day. Let me go right back up here real quick, guys, because there's one thing I failed to mention. On April the 20th, which is next Tuesday, is the last day, is the deadline for Bexar County to receive an application for a mail-in ballot. So if you are working with anyone, a senior, someone that's out of the city, out of the state, out of the county, that needs to vote by mail, that mail-in ballot, we need to apply for it before the 20th, and it needs to be received by the 20th in order to be valid. This is one thing I need you guys to look at. And if you can't look at it, I'm gonna help you look at it. Historical data. So I said earlier, about 180,000 people in the district, about 70,000 registered voters, but it's projected that only about 7,000 are going to vote. I want you guys to know I'm not making it up. So I'm going to go very briefly over some historical data. So 2019 was the last election, and we can just pull that up. So if we go down and we go to District 2, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in the race. And there was a total of 5,414 votes cast. For those who are just interested, the top two, so let me explain this real quick. So this is very important. This column right here is very important. In order to win an election, you have to have 50% plus 1 vote. And as we can see here, no one here got 50% plus 1 vote. So the 2 highest vote getters go into what's called a runoff. And we talked about it earlier. So you see here, Keith Tony, he received 26.91%, about 27% of the vote. And Jada Andrews received 21.43%, so about 21.43% of the vote. That's very important because these 2 candidates ended up qualifying for a runoff. But this is why your vote counts. If you look at Denise Gutierrez Homer, she was a little bit over 20%. And it may seem like, okay, that's a big difference between 21.4 and 20.3, but it's not when you have a very low voter turnout, right? And so with that being said, she got a total of 1,100 votes. This person got 1,160 votes. 60 votes was the difference in these 2 people making the runoff. 60 votes. And just a couple hundred votes, several hundred votes was the difference between first and second place. Every vote counts, guys. And so I know at times people, they may feel like, hey, I'm gonna sit this one out, or, they got enough support already. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna vote this time. Every vote matters. Every vote counts, especially in a city council, in a local race. So as we see right here, 5,414 people voted. And back in doing this race, I think it was about 67,000 registered voters. And this is the amount of people, about 8.6% of the people chose who went to the runoff. So let's take a look at that. Well, let's look at other communities, other districts. So in District 1, almost 10,000 people voted. In District 3, over 7,000 people voted. In District 4, under 5,000. District 5, under 5,000. District 6, almost 10,000. District 7, 12,000. District 8, 12,000. District 9, almost 18,000. And District 10, 13,000. And if you look at District 9, there wasn't a runoff. If you look at District 10, there wasn't a runoff. Now, real quick, let's look at the runoff. So the mayor went to a runoff. District 2, District 4, and District 6. Now, the runoff, more people came out, 6,287. So we got better participation, but again, That was still a little bit under 10%. And so what we need to do, guys, what we need to understand is every vote counts. But if you really look at the voter turnout, there's a reason why District 2 is not getting the support, is not getting the resource that we need, because we don't have the civic engagement. Our voice isn't loud enough. When you have somebody like District 9 approaching 18,000 votes and we're barely at 5,000, their voice is literally more than 3 times louder than ours. We have to step up. And so that call to action that I gave the presidents yesterday at our forum, I'm giving it to you guys too, because at the end of the day, if we don't step up, we're gonna get left behind. So there's 12 candidates. Real easy. If all 12 candidates are working hard, every candidate should not have a problem getting at least 1,000 votes. And so my call to action is this: if you're supporting any of the 12 candidates, and again, you might not know, so let's go here. Let's go here. Here's the ballot, and here's the ballot order for District 2. So if you're supporting any of these candidates, guess what? Your vote counts. If you're supporting Team Darden, your vote need to count 10 times. So I need you to go tell 9 other people, hey, we need to get to the polls. And once you tell them that, on Monday through Saturday, you need to make sure they get to the polls. But guys, there's no reason that there's 12 people in the race, and we're all running very, very, very engaged and energetic campaigns. There's no way we should not turn out this vote. So that's my call to action for the community. That's my call to action to the candidates. We're in the blocks now. And when that gun goes off at 8 o'clock Monday morning, District 2, we got to start fast and finish even stronger. In my closing, I'm always thankful for all the support that we get. I'm always thankful for Team Darden. What I want to say is this: let's make sure that we have everything that we need. Make sure we have everything that we need. If you need a ride, call Tyrone, and the ride will be on the way. If you need information, call Tyrone, and that literature will be on the way. If you need for me to talk to someone about the importance of voting, call Tyrone, and I'll get that information right to you. But our reality is this: we have no time to waste. This is literally a defining moment for our community. And if we can't step up now, we don't deserve to have it later. So donate to the cause. If you have it, we have our 20 for 20 going on, and we're over 250 $20 donations. So thank you guys. Thank you. Our goal is 1,000. If we can get to 500, so if we can double that be by midway in the early vote, it'll help us get our strategic plan going for early vote and going into the last day, election day. So I think I've said enough. I may have said too much, and some of my supporters may say, Tyrone, you're giving it all away. It ain't mine to keep. This is the community's information, and I need my community to be well informed. And so I want to thank you guys. We have a couple of more forums coming up. We have a forum today, the Ministers and Citizens Alliance, MCA, that's going to be on Zoom. We'll get that link posted so you guys can get on and get more information about the candidates. We have a couple more forums coming up as well. And so get to the pools. Get to the polls. Don't get to the pools. It's not swimming time. But with that being said, friends and family, happy hour. See you guys on Saturday and Sunday. We'll be getting information to you. And donate. 20, every dollar count. $20 times 10. 200, I'll take it. We'll take it. But ultimately, it's all coming to an end. The culminating event is coming. It's starting. We're in the blocks. So let's be ready. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And as always, call Tyrone and help will be on the way.